Steam Next Fest is well underway and is showcasing the latest and greatest upcoming games through demos, so it's the perfect time to try out some upcoming indie games. I'm Liam and welcome to another episode of the Indie Game Review. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like and watch another video? I always keep a couple of videos in the description below, or you can click the top right corner to watch one now. In today's episode, the game we're going to be looking at is Post Trauma. Post Trauma is an upcoming survival horror game created by development team Red Soul Games and published by Raw Fury. The game takes heavy inspiration from the classic genre-defining Japanese horror games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, while providing its own modern twist. In my opinion, it definitely takes more inspiration from Silent Hill than Resident Evil, but we'll talk about this a little later on. So before we get into the gameplay, let's talk about the tech and settings behind the game. Post Trauma is created in Unreal Engine 5, one of the most popular game engines out there. It's the engine behind huge games such as Satisfactory, Black Myth Wukong, and even Fortnite. Unreal Engine 5 is known for being the engine behind some poorly optimized games, and Post Trauma is no exception. The game does have some basic audio, UI, and gameplay settings, and it does have some nice in-depth graphic settings available. You can change the texture settings, effects settings, all that good stuff, and thank God the game has resolution scale as an option. If I tried to run the game at native resolution at 1440p while recording, it would completely tank my OBS even when capped at 60 frames. I had to drop the res scale to balance just to get it to run smoothly, and that comes with its own set of downfalls as it has that FSR hair look to it, which I personally hate. But now I've had my little rant, let's talk about the actual game. In the game, you play as Roman, a train conductor who has woken up on a completely boarded up train with no recollection of what the fuck is going on. When you wake up, you walk up and down the train trying to figure out what's going on, and as soon as the gameplay started, I was instantly taken back with the old school survival horror fixed camera. It put a huge smile on my face straight away, and it did make me think that I would actually love a remake of Resident Evil in the original style. And what also took me back to them old school games is the annoyingly difficult puzzles, which I definitely haven't missed. To get off the train, you must crack a code on a padlock in that classic survival horror fashion, and the only clue you get is that triangle equals 1. So as you make your way further down the train, you enter a really creepy carriage that has a pattern of square, triangle, circle, cross, and triangle, which means that the code is obviously something 1, something something 1. And it took me a good 10 minutes to actually crack the code. I won't give away the trick, but I will say to make sure you look at every poster you can on the wall. This whole process was quite tedious and did feel quite boring, so I was a little bit worried for the game, but once you're out the train, Roman was free to roam the station. Once you get off the train, you get a little walk-in moment with the credits and a nice bit of intro music, which was super Silent Hill feeling, which I love, but after that, you're on your own. I will say that I didn't find the game scary whatsoever so far. It had a creepy atmosphere on the train, but it wasn't too bad, but that definitely changed once in the station. There weren't any jump scares per se in the demo, but there definitely were a few creepy moments. There was one specific moment where the ticket turnstiles beeped twice after I went through them, and it totally shit me up. You can see in the recording, I literally freeze like, what the fuck was that? And you do face a couple of mobs in the demo, with the first mob also being extremely Silent Hill feeling. When it comes to combat against the mobs, I did find the dodge mechanic to be a little bit iffy, but it wasn't that bad and it never got me in any real trouble. The demo for Post Trauma wasn't very long, clocking in at around 35 minutes for me, and 15 minutes of that was trying to get off the fucking train. So although it doesn't show much content, what it does do is showcase the gameplay and the feel of the game perfectly. I know I've mentioned it feeling like Silent Hill a few times now, but I'm not mad at that whatsoever. I love these games to bits and it's a total compliment to compare the game to them. So for all the reasons mentioned in this quick video, I'm going to give the Post Trauma demo a 7 out of 10. The game isn't optimized the best, and the beginning section is frustrating and, dare say it, a little boring, but once you get off the train, you really start to feel what Red Soul Games are going for with this. The game releases on all platforms on the 31st of March 2025, and I for one can't wait. I'll definitely be picking it up, and who knows, I might even do a review of the full game. So give the demo a go and let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode of the Indie Game Review.